There's a strange illusion in our time, the idea that wealth is only made of money. We chase it, we worship it, we even destroy ourselves for it. But if you look closer, you'll realize something Alan Watts often tried to remind us. Money itself is not wealth. It is merely a symbol, a shadow cast by something deeper, something more powerful. We have mistaken the map for the territory, the symbol for the substance, and in doing so, we keep giving away the very things that make us truly rich. Not rich in the shallow sense of a swollen bank account, but rich in presence, freedom, and inner command. Watts once said, "The meaning of life is just to be alive." It is so plain and so obvious, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. That panic, the fear of being left behind, the fear of not having enough, drives us to give away the most valuable things we own. Not our cash, but our clarity, attention, and energy. In this video, we will explore 7 things you must never give away if you truly want to be rich. Not just financially, but spiritually and psychologically. Because as Watts would say, wealth is the ability to fully experience life, and you can't experience it if your soul is in debt. So sit back, listen closely, because what follows isn't just about making money. It's about reclaiming the power that money was only ever meant to represent. Part 1. Never give away your time. Alan Watts believed time was not something we had, but something we are. He said, "We are not born into time, we are time." To waste time, then, is not to lose minutes or hours. It is to lose yourself, piece by piece, until you no longer recognize the person reflected in the mirror of your own schedule. Most people give their time away as if it were infinite. They trade it for approval, routine, or comfort. They give it to jobs they hate, to conversations that drain them, to distractions that dull the mind. But time is the currency of your soul, and unlike money, it cannot be earned back. Watts often spoke about the absurdity of working endlessly for a future that never comes. He described the rat race as a long preparation for a life that is never allowed to begin. You go to school to get good grades, to get into college, to get a job, to climb the ladder, and at the end of it you retire, too tired to enjoy the very life you postponed for decades. To be truly rich, you must guard your time like a dragon guards its treasure. Spend it only where it multiplies in meaning. Give it only to those who respect its sacredness. Because the moment you allow others to decide how your hours should be spent, you've already sold the foundation of your freedom. And here's the paradox. When you stop giving your time away carelessly, you actually find you have more of it. Moments stretch, days deepen, and life begins to feel abundant. Not because you have everything, but because you finally realize you are everything. Part 2. Never give away your attention. If time is the currency of the soul, attention is its compass. It decides where your energy flows and where your future grows. Alan Watts warned us that most people live in a constant state of distraction. They're pulled apart by 1,000 trivialities, advertisements, news, gossip, and endless digital noise. They give away their attention to whatever screams the loudest, rather than what calls the deepest. He said we seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own. For we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent, but which were given to us by our society. That is the tragedy of modern life. We are born free, but our attention is captured before we even learn how to use it. From childhood, we're trained to focus on what sells, not what matters. We give away our awareness to the marketplace, and in return, we receive confusion. To be rich, you must reclaim your attention as your own. You must learn to say no, not only to people, but to noise. You must build silence around yourself the way a king builds walls, around his kingdom. Not to hide, but to protect what is sacred. Every advertisement, every notification, every meaningless argument, it all demands the same thing: your awareness. And once you give it, you give away your power to choose what reality means for you. Watts would tell us, attention is not something you point outward. It's something that creates the outward. Whatever you look at becomes your world. Whatever you dwell on, you become. So if you want to be rich, learn to spend your attention the way the wise spend their gold. Slowly, deliberately with awareness of its worth. Because when you master your attention, you master your reality. And when you master your reality, no amount of money can buy what you already possess. Sovereignty of the soul. Part 3. Never give away your peace. Alan Watts often described peace not as the absence of noise, but the presence of understanding. He once said, "You're under no obligation to be the person you were 5 minutes ago." And that truth, simple as it sounds, is the foundation of peace, the kind of peace that no chaos can steal. Yet most people hand it away every day. They trade their peace for arguments that prove nothing, for opinions that don't matter, for battles they were never meant to fight. They give it away to strangers online, to coworkers' moods, to the unpredictable whims of other people's behavior. But peace is not something you find in the world. It's something you allow within yourself. And the moment you start defending it, guarding it, and refusing to trade it for trivialities, you begin to understand what true wealth feels like. Watts taught that the world outside you is a reflection of the world within you. If you're constantly at war with yourself, chasing, resisting, regretting, you will see that same turbulence mirrored in everything you touch. But when you surrender the illusion of control, when you stop reacting and start being, you discover a serenity that cannot be purchased or stolen. Many people believe peace comes after success. They think, once I have enough money, I'll finally be calm. But Alan Watts flipped this logic upside down. He said, you can't get there from here. To get there, you must realize you are already there. Peace, therefore, is not a result, it's a precondition. It's the soil from which true wealth grows. If you give it away to anxiety, anger, or the need to control every outcome, you lose the richest thing you could ever own, your inner stillness. To be rich, then, means to protect your peace as if your life depends on it. Because, in truth, it does. Without it, you might have everything, but you'll enjoy nothing. With it, even a simple life feels abundant beyond measure. Part 4. Never give away your energy. Alan Watts once compared human energy to water. He said that when we stop trying to force it, it flows naturally. But when we struggle, when we grasp, when we drain ourselves chasing validation or false goals, that energy turns stagnant, heavy, lifeless. Every day, people give away their energy to things that do not deserve it. To resentment, to envy, to fear. They wake up already tired because their mind has been working overtime for a life that doesn't belong to them. Watts understood that energy follows attention, and when your attention is trapped by worry, your energy leaks away like a cracked vessel. You cannot pour into your dreams when your cup is empty. You cannot build wealth from exhaustion. He often asked his students, what would you do if money were no object? Not to make them dream of luxury, but to reveal how much energy they waste on obligations that imprison them. When you act only out of necessity, your life becomes mechanical. When you act from energy aligned with joy, your work becomes art. To be rich, you must become a guardian of your energy. Do not give it to people who drain you. Do not spend it on proving your worth. Do not waste it on chasing admiration from those who don't understand your path. Instead, invest it in creation, in things that make your soul expand. Energy is wealth in its purest form because it is life itself expressing through you. A person who guards their energy creates abundance naturally, because their actions are born from alignment, not desperation. Watts said, the meaning of life is just to be alive. To feel that aliveness is to be rich beyond measure. So never give away your vitality for the illusion of productivity. Real wealth is not how much you have, but how alive you feel while having it. Part 5. Never give away your values. There comes a time in every person's life when they are tempted to trade their values for convenience, to compromise what they believe in for something easier, for comfort, approval, or gain. But Alan Watts warned that the greatest poverty is to lose yourself in the process of trying to be accepted by others.
He said, Muricy, trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth.
Meaning, when you let the world define you, you no longer live from your own center. You live as a reflection of what others expect you to be. Most people give away their values quietly. They start small, agreeing when they disagree, pretending to care when they don't, staying silent when they should speak. They tell themselves it's just to keep the peace or to avoid conflict, but over time, those tiny sacrifices pile up. And one day they wake up with success on the outside but emptiness within. To be rich, you must know what cannot be sold. Your honesty, your compassion, your principles, and these are not bargaining chips. They are the foundation upon which everything meaningful stands. If you give them away, your wealth, no matter how vast, will crumble like sand. Watts often said that freedom is not something granted to you. It's something you claim by living truthfully. When your actions align with your values, you move through life effortlessly. You attract people, opportunities, and abundance that resonate with your inner truth. When you betray that truth, everything begins to fracture. So never give away your values to fit into a world that doesn't fit you. Because integrity is magnetic, it draws wealth, love, and peace without you having to chase them. And in the words of Watts, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it. Move with it and join the dance. But you can only join that dance as yourself, not as someone else's reflection. Part 6. Never give away your self-belief. Alan Watts often said, "You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself." That means your existence is not random. You are not a mistake. You are life itself expressing through a single, unrepeatable form. Yet the tragedy of most human lives is not failure. It's self-doubt. It's the slow erosion of belief in one's own worth. We give it away every time we compare ourselves to others, every time we beg for validation, every time we silence the voice that whispers, "You are capable." Watts believed that doubt is not meant to paralyze. It's meant to awaken. He said, "The greater part of human activity is designed to make permanent those experiences and joys which are only lovable because they are changing." When you doubt yourself, you are resisting that flow, trying to control what is naturally uncertain. But life itself is uncertain, and true self-belief is not about being sure. It's about being present in the midst of uncertainty. People give away their self-belief to authority figures, to institutions, to critics, to trends. They let others decide what success should look like for them. They shrink their dreams to fit the expectations of a world that has forgotten its own imagination. To be rich, you must take back your self-belief, not as arrogance, but as trust in the cosmic process that created you. Watts reminded us that the same energy that makes galaxies spin is the same energy that beats your heart. To doubt yourself, then, is to doubt the universe itself. He once laughed during a lecture and said, "You didn't come into this world. You came out of it like a wave from the ocean. And when you truly feel that, you stop questioning whether you belong here. You stop seeking permission to rise. You stop apologizing for being powerful. Believe in yourself not because the world agrees, but because existence chose you to exist." When you reclaim that belief, wealth follows naturally because creation, courage, and abundance are born from self-trust. Never give it away. Never let another person's disbelief become your truth, because once you lose your belief in yourself, you've already lost everything else, even if you still possess the world. Part 7. Never give away your purpose. If there is one thing Alan Watts emphasized more than anything, it was living authentically. He said, "It is better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way." That single sentence carries the weight of entire philosophies, religions, and lifetimes of regret. Purpose is not something you find one day. It's something that reveals itself when you stop pretending. It's the natural rhythm that arises when you live in harmony with what excites you, moves you, awakens you. But most people give it away. They give their purpose to fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping away from what's familiar. They live out other people's dreams while their own dreams starve in silence. They work tirelessly, but without direction, like ships sailing without a compass, always moving but never arriving. Watts saw this tragedy clearly. He spoke of it as the endless cycle of becoming, the illusion that life is a means to an end. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when I get the job, when I make the money, when I'm safe." But purpose is not found at the end of the journey. It's in the way you walk it. To be rich, you must never give away your purpose for comfort. Comfort is temporary. Purpose is eternal. It doesn't fade when times are hard, because it is the thing that carries you through the hard times. Alan Watts urged us to ask not, "What should I do to be successful?" but What would I do if I were already free? The answer to that question, honest, raw, unfiltered, is your purpose. And once you live from that place, wealth ceases to be about possessions. It becomes about expression, about fullness, about living so intensely that each day feels like a lifetime. So never give away your purpose for imitation. Never sell your calling for comfort. And never trade the music of your soul for the applause of the crowd, because your purpose is the heartbeat of your existence. And when you protect it, you walk in rhythm with life itself. Ending. The true meaning of wealth. Alan Watts once observed that humanity's greatest confusion is this. We spend our lives trying to get what we already are. We chase symbols, money, power, reputation, but forget that those are only reflections of inner states. True wealth was never in the bank. It was always in the being. When you stop giving away your time, attention, peace, energy, values, self-belief, and purpose, something miraculous happens. You begin to realize that you were never poor to begin with. You were only distracted. Watts would say, the meaning of life is just to be alive. And yet everyone rushes around, as if it were necessary, to achieve something beyond themselves. But if you can pause, breathe, and simply be, you'll see that richness isn't a reward waiting in the distance. It's the recognition that this moment, this breath, this awareness is enough. Wealth is the ability to be fully present in your own existence, to look at the world not as something to conquer, but something to collaborate with, to move not from fear, but from freedom. So if you want to be rich, don't just chase what glitters. Protect what matters. Your time, your attention, your peace, your energy, your values, your belief, and your purpose. These are the 7 treasures that no thief, no recession, no failure can ever steal. When you guard them, life itself becomes wealth. You don't just own things, you belong to the dance of existence. And in that dance, there is no poverty, no scarcity, no lack. There is only the infinite rhythm of being alive. So remember, as Alan Watts would say with a gentle smile, you are the universe experiencing itself. Don't live as if you are anything less.